Hey, how are you doing, guys? I have a lot of things to talk about, and I have three main things I want to talk about here, guys. The very first thing is I hope you guys like my intro. Let me know what you guys think. Please press the like button if you're going to like that intro, and if you don't like the intro, let me know in the comments why you don't like it. Just so you guys know, I had Kokholm Videos make the actual intro for me, and I edited it just a little bit to make it more my style, and I used Superbane's music, which is also known as DimRain47, just in case you wanted to know. He makes pretty awesome stuff, and he was nice enough to let me use his music in my videos if I want. So that's freaking awesome. He's awesome. Go check out his channel if you want. I'm also going to put that in my info, so that's going to be in there forever. Hoping to make this intro kind of last for a while. You know, I'm going to try and keep it on all my videos now for a while, and we'll see where it leads us. The next thing I wanted to talk about is that I am a tad bit sick, so if my voice gets bad near the end of the game, I'm sorry. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, which is very important, is that I've been getting a little tiny bit annoyed by some of the questions or comments in my videos. I'd like to mention that I really look forward to you guys' ideas and stuff like that, but some of them are just really not that great, and some of them make you guys think that I can just make magic happen or something like that. For example, people are like, why don't you make new strategies? Use the same strategy a lot. Well, personally, I think it's the best strategy, and I really don't like when people tell me to make up a bunch of new strategies all the time, because it's really hard to do. If you guys recommended certain strategies for me to do, I would totally check them out. But normally what I'm doing is during the game, I don't just have a strategy in the very beginning of the game that I have in mind. Usually what I have going on is I change based on what my enemy is doing, what he's sending at me, so I can't just make up these crazy strategies that don't really make sense. I also don't want to give you guys a ton of crazy strategies that don't even work. So I want to really help you guys out by giving you guys good strategies to work with, and that also means that you guys need to help me out a little bit. If you guys find a good strategy or see somebody else do it, or have one strategy that you guys find very good, let me know about it, and I will try and do my best, and I'll try and you know, show you guys what I would do, or what I might change a little bit, or try and make it even better for you guys. So that's basically what I'm talking about here. I've been sadly a little bit annoyed with that that whole comment of make more strategies, because it just doesn't really make sense to me. Anyways, I'm sorry about that little random tangent. I actually did make some new strategies for you guys. So this isn't going to be every single day where I'm going to make up new strategies for you guys, because there's kind of a limiting factor here with good towers and stuff like that. It's hard to make new strategies, guys. So anyways, let's get going here. This is a new strategy, I guess you could say. It's kind of just an edit of my old strategy. What I normally do is I normally go mostly boomerangs. And now I've been saying, well, hey, what if I go with something like a glue gunner? Glue gunners can be very helpful and very interesting. The one thing about the glue gunner is if you get a 3-2 glue gunner compared to a 2-3 glue gunner, you can pretty much defeat different types of balloons or whatever they send at you. So if you just keep that upgraded to like a 2-2 or something like that, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit later as well, but I just want to give you guys a little bit of rundown here. If you get like a 2-2 boomer or a 2-2 glue gunner, you can pretty much upgrade it to a 3-2 or a 2-3 whenever you want. And if they send a big regen rush at you, for example, regen rainbows or something like that, you can just upgrade it to 2-3, which is the glue splatter, and all those guys will get glue splattered. Or if they send something like ceramics at you, you can just do a really quick 3-2 upgrade, and all those ceramics will die. So basically all the balloons that they send at you will not be able to kill you. That's basically what we're doing here. And then you wait for one solid weakness in their defense and you go for it. Now there is one weakness with this strategy, so you gotta be a little bit careful with this. The way I do it is I usually get my camo detection with the monkey village, as you guys can see. And the one thing you're going to notice is I really don't have any Moab killers. I don't have anything to kill Moabs. So you got to end the game before level 18, guys. Or as soon as level 18 hits, you send that Moab and hope that they can't beat it. That's pretty much the only weakness to this strategy. Other than that, I really can't see you losing very much. They really can't send much at you. And if they do send something at you, you're probably going to beat it. So that's kind of the basic rundown of this entire strategy. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail into the other ones, but now let's talk about a little bit what I'm doing right now. So, as always, by level 12, you want to have some sort of camo detection, and some of the nubcakes don't understand that the village actually does give you camo detection, so, I mean, that's something you can look at. Now, one thing you're probably going to have to look at right now is I do have 2 farms, and I do have quite a bit of money that I could possibly spend on something. So what I do is, if he sent like a regen rush at me, which comes on level 13, or 14 for that matter, you gotta be quick, sell your farm. If you see my mouse is actually on the farm, I'm ready to sell my farm and buy a 2-3 glue gunner just in case. But if not, if he doesn't send it by level 14, what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to send out or upgrade him to 3-2. That's depending though. You know, you could always upgrade him to 2-3 if you wanted. It's definitely helpful. But I think a 3-2 is definitely more helpful for levels like 15, 16, 17. Because guess what? Ceramics aren't going to do anything. Even regen ceramics aren't going to do anything. So that's one of the super awesome things about glue gunners is that's usually your weakness is some sort of ceramic rush. Boomerangs are not that fantastic versus ceramics. You can usually end up beating them if you get enough of them. But overall, that's probably their worst weakness. So if you notice, I actually put my glue gunner more towards the side that my enemy sends balloons out at me, because I really don't care about all the balloons that come out for the levels. Those balloons suck major ball sacks, so we don't have to worry about those. Those aren't going to do any damage to me. But when the enemy starts sending balloons out at me, that's when we have the problem here. So what I'm going to notice about his defense is he has a pretty reasonable defense here. He has a 3-2 glue gunner as well, and I'm like, holy crap, what are we gonna do? So this is kind of like a glue gunner battle right here. And he ended up glue gunning my regen ceramics, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do now? Holy crapola, he's probably gonna beat me actually. But he tried sending out camo balloons at me for some reason, and I was like, oh, that was the worst thing you could have done, man. I just sent a freaking Moab out at you. That was probably the best thing you could have done, is just sent a Moab out at me, and you probably would have killed me pretty easily. So that's pretty much going to be the end of the game here. He has nothing that can kill Moabs either, so I guess we both had a weakness here. I don't know why he actually lost, but I assume that the Moab somehow magically got through or something. Or maybe some regen ceramics got through. I don't really know. So here's the next game, and this is actually on the exact same level, so this should be too big of a difference. But what you're going to notice is, because the enemy is changing what they're doing, I obviously have to change what I'm doing. It's one thing you guys are going to have to realize. You can't do the same strategy or have the exact same strategy picked out at the beginning of the level or the beginning of the map. You got to change what you're going to do based on what your enemy's doing, what your enemy's thinking. And you have to kind of think, what is he going to send at me, and how can I beat it? That's often what I do. I often think, what is he going to send at me? How is he going to waste all his money and have me just have an easy win on him? I often think that way defensively, or I often think offensively, what's his weakness? If I don't see a strong weakness where I say, I'm going to win, I can send all these balloons at him, and I can definitely win, I usually try not to send them out. So that's definitely a little bit different than what most people might think. They might think, oh, I might have a chance to actually do some damage on him, I'm going to send out some of these balloons. No, I usually go for the kill, or I don't go for it at all. I'd rather save my money. So, I went for a 0-3 boomerang here first. I switch off between 3-0 and 0-3. Or 2-3 boomerangs, depending on what I think my enemy is doing and how much economy I'd like to get. Sometimes I try and go for 3-0 boomerangs when I want to get as much economy as fast as possible, but when I see my enemy's not going that much economy, not sending that many balloons at me, I feel like I don't need to go an extreme economy. I'd rather just have a good defense, a good solid 2-3 boomerang defense. Obviously your 2-3 boomerang's a little bit better than your 3-0 boomerang, because that can survive and kill blacks and whites, even regen blacks and stuff like that. You're going to do a lot of damage to those guys, and you can usually kill them, actually. Regen blacks and regen whites, you can actually kill them with 2-3 boomerang very often, especially on this level. This level, boomerangs just rock right in the middle if you find a good spot for them. I think this is one of the best spots for my boomerang. See, his boomerangs just seriously hook right around through there. And if you get a 2-3 boomerang, pinks are going to do nothing versus you. Seriously, they're going to not even going to lose one life. Even when a round starts, you're not even going to lose any lives. So, as always, I was telling you guys, this is a glue gunner strategy. So when do you build your glue gunners? Well, honestly, you don't really build them at the beginning here. It's not the best thing to do, is just to go straight off for a 2-0 glue gunner or something like that, because he could obviously just send out a bunch of greens or a bunch of blues or something, and your glue gunner is going to be completely useless. So that's not what you want to do. Obviously, if he's sending a lot of blacks at you or a lot of whites at you, you could upgrade it for an extra set of defense there. But honestly, try and go for farms. Go for economy, just like usual. When you want to build your glue gunners is right around level 11, 12, 13. Right around there is probably the best time to build it. And you got to be careful on when you're going to build it, because you don't want to fall behind and have your enemy just randomly send something at you when you're not ready for it, and when you're trying to save up for some high-level glue gunner, and he just can overtake you a little bit too easy. That's not what you want to do. So, right now, what am I noticing about his defense? Well, I notice he's got a cannon, and I notice he's got a wizard. And wizards are actually usually reasonably bad versus regen balloons. So I decided to, hey, I'm going to try and do a little bit of damage on him. I'm going to send some regen balloons out at him and see what I can do. I didn't send like a crazy amount at him, but I noticed I actually was doing damage, so I decided to send a few more out at him. Hopefully I can do a little bit more damage to him. And then I noticed, oh crap, he got a 3-2 or a 3-0 or 3-1 cannon, I think. Not really sure. Maybe 3-0. And that pretty much destroyed all the regen balloons, so they really were not very useful as I thought. I did make him lose quite a few lives, though. I made him lose like 37 lives or something like that. And so that was helpful, and it made him buy stuff. So he got a little bit afraid, and he stopped going banana farms, and it made him buy stuff. Me, on the other hand, I have just as many farms as him, and I sent more balloons out at him, so my economy is better. But one thing you gotta watch out for is you gotta make sure you have your camo detection and everything ready. Now, one thing I do with my camo detection that people might think is a little bit crazy is I don't actually get my camo detection right away. Not right on level 12, not right before 12, I just have the money ready for it. And the reason I do that is because I want them to waste their money on camo balloons and send them at me. Weird strategy, I realize, but it actually helps out a ton, guys. Helps out a crap load, because he's probably gonna think, oh, what if I just send a bunch of regen camos? He's not gonna be able to do anything versus me. But guess what? I can, because I'm just gonna upgrade that guy right away. And I can always sell my farm and get him upgraded as well. So I don't know really what he's thinking. Honestly, if I was playing versus me, I'd probably send out regen camos right now, and I'd probably get screwed over. But that's okay. I still tried sending out some more regen camos at him, and actually did not work out as well as I thought. But we're still not doing terrible. It's level 14, and you know what I'm going to do is I got to get some sort of glue gunner a little bit higher up, because I really don't have that good of a defense. If he sends ceramics out at me, I'm probably going to get screwed over. If he sends out regen ceramics, I'm definitely going to get screwed over. And if he sends out some sort of rush against me, I need to upgrade something fast enough. Something. You know, if I get a couple 3-0 boomerangs, or even that glue gunner up a little bit higher, I definitely could survive. So instead of doing that, what I did was I decided I'm just going to go for an intense rush on him. I sold all my farms. I went for an all-out attack because it seemed like he was trying to defend and go for Moabs or something like that. Wait until those came. And I decided, okay, that was actually a really good defense by him. Some wizards and some cannons there. But sadly, those regen ceramics were just a little bit too much for him. And I sadly, or happily, whatever you want to think about it, overtook him. So another 5 medallions earned. So now this is my last game here. And I'm going to go with glue gunners again, but I'm actually not going to start off with the glue gunners. I want to start off with my boomerang just like usual. So this is a boomerang to glue gunner switch, and I think people get afraid of glue gunners because they don't know what kind of glue gunner you have or what kind of glue gunner you're going to have that can beat whatever they send at you, or whatever they send at you. Sorry about that. They don't know what they should send at you because glue gunners are just kind of weird and people don't really see them that often, and they don't even really know what beats the glue gunners. I know what beats glue gunners, but I don't know. I usually just send some sort of it depends what kind of glue gunner they have, obviously. If they have a pretty crappy glue gunner, sometimes just some regens will actually do the trick, and if they have a pretty good glue gunner, sometimes you have to wait to Moabs and stuff like that. So like I said, the weakness to this strategy is you've got to win by level 17, or you got to be the first one to send that Moab out, guys. That's pretty much what it is. You got to click that Moab faster than them. And if you don't do that, you're probably going to lose. I can't really see you surviving level 18, 20, or anything like that. Now, if you got some sort of really nice boomerang, for example, if you got a 4-0 boomerang or something like that, maybe, but I don't see you getting enough money for 1 or 2 of those guys to beat some Moabs. I really don't. But what you're going to notice here is, I don't even know what's really going on. I got my farm. I got some pretty good economy here, guys. I'm sending balloons out at him, and I got my farm up. So I'm doing pretty good here, economy-wise. He's sending balloons out at me as well, but it seems like he's sending out spaced blues still. I don't understand that. I don't know why he's doing shift 2s instead, or shift 1s instead of 2s. And got my boomerang up, got my 2-3 boomerang, and 2-3 boomerang is pretty good on this level. Now this glue gunner placement, I don't really know if this is the best glue gunner placement in the entire world. I probably should have put it just south of my boomerang, or just below my boomerang there, and put him on strong, and he probably would have been a little bit better off instead of shooting some of the last balloons here. That probably is not the best thing to do. But nonetheless, I think it actually worked out reasonably well, but I think there is better placement, and I will find it. Still got to test it out a little bit, change my strategies out a little bit. And round 6, this is when I usually try and upgrade my farms a little bit more. And I actually put my glue gunners on strong usually. That's one thing you probably want to pay attention to, is what you're actually going to put your glue gunners on. You can put them on strong, or you can put them on last. I don't recommend leaving them on first unless you get a 2-3 glue gunner. 2-3 glue gunners, put them on first, they'll glue everything. Anything you can send at them, they'll glue. Pretty much guaranteed, especially in this game. I really can't see anything getting by a 2-3 glue gunner. And other than that, I think strong is probably your best bet for most of your glue gunners. I don't recommend going more than one glue gunner though, guys. I don't recommend getting like 2 or 3 glue gunners and putting them all on strong or something like that. That's probably not your best bet. Go for a high tier boomerang or high tier glue gunner, and that's what you're gonna have to do to end up beating some of these guys. So obviously, this is pretty reasonable match here. He's gone with a 3-0 boomerang and a ninja, so I'm thinking he's probably going to have that as his camo detection, and that actually is good for me because I can actually send some regen camos, or at least some camo balloons, probably overtake him pretty easily. And now he's got even a 0-3 or 2-3 or something ninja, probably a 2-3 ninja, so that's pretty hard to beat actually. But what you're going to notice here is I actually got my glue gunner up pretty early here. This is different than what I did last time, or my last 2 games here. I didn't go for a glue gunner quite as fast. I got my monkey village up first, but I actually changed my mind on this time because he was overwhelming me with sending balloons at me. And that's actually kind of bad news for him because he's sending balloons out so late versus me. He's sending out a bunch of blacks and pinks and stuff, even on round 7 and 8 and 9, which is actually going to inhibit or make him not as strong for later around 13 or 15. So that's actually kind of a good thing for me. So if you have a somewhat weak defense and make them send tons of balloons out at you, like sending leads out at me and stuff like that, I don't know why he's sending leads out at me right now, but before it was maybe a decent idea, but I think honestly, unless you really think you're going to beat the person, sending lots of balloons on 8, 9, 10, and 11 is just a bad idea. Bad idea. Don't do it. That's my recommendation. So now what you're going to notice here is I actually got my camo detection. I didn't want him to just send a giant rush of camos through and not be able to afford it, so I did actually get my camo detection up pretty fast here. So now he's going to think, well, what's actually going to beat me? I don't even know what's going to kill him. Honestly, I don't know what's going to beat him because I don't know if I can get enough balloons for even just a regular regen rush to kill him. Those ninjas are actually surprisingly good versus regen rushes, especially when you combine them with a 3-0 boomerang. And then he's got that spike factory in the back there for some extra defense. I don't know what I'm going to send at him right now, but I'm thinking probably ceramics. Probably ceramics is my best bet, because remember what I said, guys. You probably don't want to wait until level 18. You don't want to. You'd rather beat them on 17 or 16, but I don't know. Sometimes it's best to just wait instead of going on round 17 and just going for the kill. Sometimes it's best to just send out a Moab and then send out a bunch of random balloons with the Moab, and you can actually beat them by doing that instead of just sending out a bunch of balloons before your Moab and wasting all your money. So that's another thing you might want to think about. So we're coming to the end here of the video pretty soon. And I just wanted to mention again, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being my awesome fans and letting me know what you guys think. Please try and give me ideas instead of telling me what to do video-wise, saying make new strategies or something. That's not what I mean by ideas, guys. I mean ideas by like, oh, I found that the monkey plane is actually very useful to use on level 14 and 15 because ceramics can't get through them or beat them. I'd say, okay, fantastic. I'll keep that in mind, guys. I might make a video about the monkey plane. So that would be very interesting, and here is what I'm going to send it him. I sent a bunch of ceramics, followed by a bunch of regen ceramics, and then a couple actually camo ceramics in the end there, because I thought maybe that'll just put a dent in him and actually end up killing him, and that's what it did. So I hope you guys like the glue gunner strategy. Please press like if you did, and new videos will come soon. Thank you for watching, and have a fantastic day.